Hello everyone and welcome to our weather update on Tuesday the 31st of December 2024. Happy New Year's Eve everyone. So as always, starting off with our high-res forecast from the UKV, we can see that this morning we're seeing a cold front coming in from the northwest, again with some heavy pulses in there, and that will slowly sink its way towards the southeast through the day, heavy at times as well. In the afternoon though, this rain will get stuck in the south, and in the north it will stay dry but cloudy, also cooler by that stage as well. Overnight we'll see this rain persist in the south, so for midnight we can see heavy rain on the south coast, but in general a very soggy countdown there towards midnight. So if you're out, especially in Leinster, Munster and South Connacht, raincoats needed and warm clothing. But even in the north, it's dry, but still it will be cold. Moving in towards New Year's Day itself, that rain does push southwards, and at this stage, any winteriness is really, really, really reduced towards the peaks of the mountains. You see only a few specks of pink there, and as I said yesterday, it's because this low is hungover. It's not forming very well at all. It's got it does have the ingredients to form, like the jet stream and the temperature contrast and this heavy wave of rain here, but it's just not going to form. That's the issue. So moving into New Year's Day, we can see that the rain clears the south coast very early on, and we go into a day of sunshine and showers. The showers really confined towards the north and west, and some possibly getting inland by afternoon. And at this stage, these are mainly of rain. But overnight into Thursday, cold air will become established from the north. So we will see a very sharp frost on Wednesday night towards Thursday morning, with some snow showers in the north. Thursday itself, we'll see things staying sunny and dry, but again very cold, with frost and fog lingering in some places all day, and again some snow showers in the north. Into Friday, we see more rain showers pushing in towards northwest. That is just because we see a less cold direction of the wind from northwest, so therefore we see a longer sea track there, but still same sort of theme: dry, cold, frosty, sunny. And then into Saturday itself, Saturday morning starts off clear in the south, very sharp frost and fog, but in the north some showers in there. And then we see, possibly over the weekend, we see a lot of uncertainty as we try and see this area of low coming up there from southwest. That might bring a snow event if it does so, but that would quickly turn back to rain, because this low threatens to bring miles of air back for next week. Looking at our temperatures then, this morning is very mild indeed, with lows of only around 10 or 11 degrees. Again this afternoon, around the same, but turning cooler turning cooler from northwest into the evening. Overnight into New Year's Day midnight, you can see temperatures of around 5 to 9 degrees, so quite chilly if you're out and about, especially in the rain. New Year's Day itself, chilly. We start the year on a chilly note, with highs of around, say, 3 to 6 degrees. Looking into New Year's Day night, we see lower temperatures very cold, of around -4 to +1 degree. So sharp frosts widely, especially in Leinster, Munster and Ulster. Into Thursday itself, high temperatures very, very low of 1 to 3 degrees. So yeah, frost lingering all day in places, and some fog as well. Now look at that for Thursday. Look at that for Thursday night. Now, by 6 a.m. Friday morning, we see many areas of Leinster, Munster and South Connacht are in well below freezing territory. But overnight we see some less cold air pushing in towards the northwest as the flow there turns more westerly, and an area of high pressure sort of just pushing over us more. Then into Friday itself, a bit less cold than Thursday due to the fact that the high pressure sort of brings some very slightly less cold air in from the northwest more. So highs of around 3 to 5 degrees. But then again, a sharp frost on Friday night in the south, north-day frost free, and then into Saturday, highs like Friday of around 3 to 5 degrees. And then through into Sunday morning, we see temperatures getting less cold later on in the south because of the advancement of this area of low off the chart. That might bring all sorts of fun and games. So here is the here's the GFS midnight run. So New Year's Eve, here we go, that low's coming through, bringing in that rain. And New Year's Day, that low doesn't form at all. And instead, we go into a northerly flow straight away, pretty much. And then into Thursday, we're dry and cold. Friday, you can see what I mean here. This high pressure sort of just sinks down over us a bit more. And around that, we get a bit more of a less cold westerly flow. Same air mass, yes, but just a bit of a more of a sort of longer sea track, more maritime. There we go. Into the weekends, we see this area again of high pressure, so sharp frosts. There's a battle. We see this low trying to come up from the southwest and dislodge the cold air, while that block and that trough over towards Scandinavia try and keep the northerly going. This run keeps the cold air going, and the low fails to attack from the south. So in the end, we go into it stays cold up until around the 10th of January, by which point we might start to see more of a southerly influence there. But still, the air is coming in off the continent, so a bit less cold, but not overly mild. But then it would get milder by this point, as the low starts to come in from mid-January. Upper temperatures, miles. Here's the ECM. Again, New Year's Eve, rain and winds lasting all day in the south. New Year's Day, showers around, quite chilly as well. Thursday, very cold. Some showers in the north. Otherwise, dry and sunny and very cold. Actually, the ECM hasn't fully released yet, but it is now because it's fine. Okay, so cool. Yes, as I was saying, Friday, very cold and frosty, but the showers towards the coast turn more to rain. Saturday is cold and frosty. And the ECM for Sunday tries to bring that low up and stay from the south. So the ECM breaks down the cold spell here. But there's room. As you see, there's cold air here over Ireland, and the warm air is trying to come in. There's sort of like room for a wintry breakdown, especially in the Midlands and North. Going into Monday, we see that low right of the country, and it has a big warm wad with it, big warm sector. So therefore, all precipitation turns back to rain for Monday, and then by Tuesday, possibly that low goes away a bit to allow something a bit colder to come in again. And actually, it goes colder again next week for a time. Upper temperatures going cold, possibly more winteriness around then, before we go a lot milder by next Friday. GM, again, New Year's Eve, wet and windy. New Year's Day, going cooler and more showery. Thursday, Friday, very cold and frosty. Into the weekend, though, the GM also brings up this area of low from the southwest. Again, that does have the chance of bringing something a bit wintry with it, but details on that will have to be sort of confirmed towards like Thursday, Friday time, if this low even comes up, which I said would to some degree. And then going into next week, we actually get an easterly flow. But the easterly isn't very cold. It's not beastly easterly, but still it's cold easterly winds. But I must say that this morning's runs have favoured more of a sort of like low pressure influence more from the southwest towards Monday time. So that low that the GM brings in and the ECM does as well, but the GFS doesn't, I think is quite likely at the stage to come in. So here is the UK Met run. UK Met brings in this northerly wind by New Year's Day. Again, cold and frosty Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This low on Sunday, the UKV kind of tries to get in like the GFS, but fails to do so. And in the end, by next Tuesday, we're still locked into very cold air. So it's a bit uncertain still. So we have the GFS keeping it cold. The ECM breaks it down, but gets it cold again. GEM, it's let's see what happens here. It does break it down, but it does get cold again. So maybe even if that low comes in, behind it, cold air would dig back in. But by that point, the blocking would have been eroded, so it would be easier for any other low to try and push it away, if that makes sense. Here is the Icon run. The Icon, once again, cold northerly winds by New Year's Day and Thursday. They're going very cold and frosty from then on. And then, again, Icon brings up this area of low. There is a risk of winteriness as that comes into cold air. And then we go beyond that. It goes milder briefly and possibly stormy for Monday. Actually, that's quite interesting. Even as that low clears away, there might be potential for winteriness, actually. Come to think of it. And then going into next week, that low clears away and we go a bit colder. But you see the blocking has reduced from like Thursday, Friday, Saturday time, because that low is sort of, it does impact it. It does weaken it. Therefore, these lows might have an easier time to break it down unless that blocking strengthens. And finally, here's the arpege. Arpege, again, cold northerly winds by Thursday, Friday time, and cold and frosty. And unfortunately, we cannot see what arpege does with that low because it only gets as far as Saturday morning. But it might, that could go either way, put it that way. Let's actually look at the ensembles from the GFS. This is for Gory. Well, that is where I am. That is in County Wexford, if you don't know. So, as you can see, dates on the bottom and the temperatures are on the y-axis. So you can see that we're starting off miles aloft, then going colder, especially around New Year's Day towards Thursday, and staying cold with high confidence in Friday, and then we sort of get a bump in the temperatures around January 5th. That Sunday, that is as that low comes in. So I presume that all these runs, like, go really mild for a time, really blow that low up towards a storm. And then these ones down here sort of have it trying to come in but miss. And then we go back colder again towards Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday with high confidence. But then, as I said, the lows following the low on Sunday will have an easier time to erode the blocking. So as we go towards the end of the week and into mid-January, we go into a period of uncertainty, but probably going milder. Let's look at somewhere. Let's look at Snow Row. So these are snow spikes for Gory. You can see there are a couple coming up for New Year's Day, but really those can be ignored because that load looks like it won't bring any snow. Then a lot of random spikes around like Saturday into next week because of that low and the messiness. Let's go somewhere like Longford, more central. There you can see a bit more certainty because you're more inland and further northwards. Let's go somewhere like Derry. There you go, Derry. So some snow showers coming up for now, and then very messy, very uncertain, and then Cork finally. Actually quite decent for maybe a bit of snow around the 6th of January there. Everyone, thanks for watching. Happy New Year. I'll see you soon.